Welcome back to the Arise interview, where we speak to the newsmakers as well as ordinary people doing extraordinary things around the world and featuring the voices at the heart of the stories. I'm Charles Aniagolu. Now, thousands of Haitian migrants have taken shelter under a bridge in a small Texas town. It's right on the border between the US and Mexico. For the last month or so, Haitians have been crossing into the border town of Del Rio from Mexico. There have been reports circulating that it's easier to get asylum from there. But the American government has instead begun flying them straight back to Haiti. It's another test of President Biden's immigration credentials. A lot of the controversy around this focused on Title 42, which is a Trump administration law, which was brought in as ostensibly a coronavirus pandemic limitation move, and it enables migrants to be moved straight back to their countries without being processed, and in this case, of course, Haiti.
Migrants attempting or considering making the journey to our border should know that we are still enforcing CDC Title 42 order and that they will not be allowed to enter the United States. They will be removed and they will be sent back to their country of origin as mandated under our current law. Our partners at the State Department are working to ensure that there is adequate support when they land in Haiti. U.S. Border Patrol is coordinating with Immigration and Customs Enforcement and the U.S. Coast Guard to move individuals from Del Rio to other processing locations. Over the last 2 days, we have moved approximately 3,300 individuals. We expect that number to increase in the days ahead. We are working with source and transit countries to accept migrants who previously resided in those countries. DHS is also working to accelerate and increase the frequency and capacity of Title 42 flights to expel individuals to Haiti and other countries of origin.
Well, for more on this, I'm joined now on the line from the US by the Florida organizer of the Black Alliance for Just Immigration, Santcha Etienne. Thank you very much indeed, Santcha, for joining us. I understand that there are approximately 13,000 Haitian immigrants who are poised to enter the US at that specific port of entry and congregated under a bridge. Tell us more about why they're there.
You're cutting off a little bit. The last part of the question I didn't get.
Right. I said, tell us why the Haitians are under that bridge in Del Rio.
Well, they are coming from different places, such as Chile, such as Brazil, and from Haiti as well. And they are there because they are looking for a better ways to live, looking for a better life. And I'm pretty sure that's why they are out.
Right. And that Trump instituted Title 42 that continues to bar people from entering the US and applying for asylum is doing so under the pretext of COVID protection. Is it your assessment that many of these people are asylum seekers and are being prevented from making their claims?
They are asylum seekers, and then they are being blocked to do so, to apply for asylum, and they are entitled to do that. They can do it because they are fleeing the country because they cannot take it anymore for many reasons. Life is not great there for them, and they're looking for a better ways to make things happen for the family, and they're scared. It's out of fear that they are leaving the countries to come here, and they know that if they are here, things could be better for them. And now they are not authorized or giving the proper respect that they deserve to to be treated with dignity and to be able to apply for asylum. It's the right. They can do it.
Right. Okay, Santcha, please stay with us because I want to bring in the Nigerian former permanent representative to the United Nations, Ambassador Humphrey Orjiakor, who's still with me in the studio. Thank you very much indeed, Ambassador, for staying with us. We've seen reports that are presenting all the Haitians at America's doorstep as a severe crisis. Is that how you see it, or is it not being properly contextualized? Because, I mean, the number of Haitians who are actually at the border compared to the proportion of all border encounters, is quite small. The Haitians apparently only make up less than 1.8% of all encounters with Border Patrol agents over the last fiscal year.
Indeed, the question of these emergency immigrants from Haiti is really a serious crisis. It's a serious crisis in that what has happened in Haiti recently, the latest earthquake, coupled with the previous floodings and all the other natural disasters, when you couple all of that with the political virtual instability of the country, the president was just assassinated, and all of that. Yes, there is a room for most Haitians to wish to get out and cross into the United States. It causes a problem because the Biden presidency's immigration policy is yet to be really defined. We haven't seen it. So the pressure given to him by Republican states, Texas, where these guys are assembling, with the Republican governor, who is obviously not interested in immigrants in general, but Haitian immigrants in particular. We cannot avoid these things. Some people have suggested to me that if these Haitians were Caucasians, probably the tone of sending them back without due processing, which is really definitely, as she has said, against international rules and procedures. So I think it is something that the Biden administration should look at again, COVID or no COVID, because these are human beings who have taken so much trouble to get to where they are. At least they should be met somewhere in the middle.
Okay, and Santcha Etienne, who is still with us there from Florida, I hope you can hear me, but I don't know if you heard the former Nigerian permanent representative at the UN there, but why are the Haitians getting so much attention in this particular instance? Is it an issue of anti-Black or anti-Haitian discrimination that is traceable to long-time U.S. immigration policy?
Of course, sir. I believe so. And by the way, Black asylum seekers have been seeking asylum in the U.S., by the way, of the Mexico border for over a decade. There was a dramatic increase in the number of Black asylum seekers of the border, primarily Haitian, after the devastating earthquake in 2010. Thousands of Haitians fled the country and looking for refuge in countries throughout the region. So as of right now, under the Title 42, this is strictly anti-Blackness. I believe so. And trying to go after Black asylum seekers, but specifically us Haitian people. So the Biden administration, they keep on lying to us and telling us this is what we are going to do, such as we're gonna stop deportation, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and they're just telling us that to just, I guess, ease our mind, to just believe that something is going to happen, to allow these asylum seekers to a fair process to seek and get what they are asking for.
Right, okay, just stay with us for a minute. Let me bring you in, Ambassador Orjiakor. I mean, it's hard to distinguish, isn't it, between the more widespread alarm over migrants on the US's doorstep, Mexicans mainly, but you're saying that the Haitians are particularly badly treated or badly viewed, because, I mean, is there a difference between how they're treated and how the Mexicans are treated?
You know, Charles, there is no need splitting hairs over people who carry my kind of scheme passport. Usually find it more difficult to gain entry or gain access or to be treated properly in circumstances like this. I know that the Biden administration obviously has a lot of pressure piling on it with the 2022 elections, midterm elections coming on. That is high on their minds. And immigration is a high wire issue. And if it is immigrants from, say, Sweden, I'm not sure they would be so quickly repatriated. But immigrants in this helpless situation from Haiti, fundamentally black country, it carries a little bit more difficulty for them to get the appropriate treatment. What is really amazing is that President Biden, who stood in his campaign against everything President Trump,
and who got in with a lot of black votes,
yes, would take this Article 42 or whatever that Trump put in place, using COVID as an excuse. Many people still go into the United States.
Right.
Yes, and
right. So it's not just the Haitians.
It cannot just be.
Okay.
Yes.
Please stay with us, and I want to thank you very much indeed, Santcha Etienne, for joining us there from Florida, and she is the Florida organizer of the Black Alliance for Just Immigration.